Buckle up, hotties. It's time to talk some hoops. Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants with Brandon, Nate, and Jordan.
What's poppin', fanny people? Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants. I am Jordan Jolly Alamat. That's Nate Durf. All's Durf, and over there is Brandon back, and we are the bosses of the hoops department at PullTabSports.com. Make that your homepage, and dude, I don't even know what to say besides thank you. We've had 2 episodes that have cracked. Like, our last episode was the most downloaded episode, and the one before that was the most downloaded episode. So thank you for listening. I can't freaking believe it.
We're growing.
We are so legit. The Timberwolves sent us the bobbleheads that come out tonight beforehand.
Mm-hmm. For testing.
Stifle Towers.
Dude, guys, can you open yours right now? I want you guys to see these. I remember in the mid 2000s when bobbleheads hit critical mass, like they were at Dick's Sporting Goods, and the quality was starting to get plasticky and gross and like not very good. But these are like the ceramic joints. Like, they're heavy.
Yeah, this is detailed.
Yeah. Break open the plastic. I want you to try and bobble it into the microphone so people can hear the springing.
All right. A little bobble ASMR for you.
These are nice.
These are really good quality.
Hold it up really close to the camera.
I think they may. I think the height's a little bit off. I think.
Yeah. Why is Cat taller than Rudy?
Yeah.
Did you see that video that it was?
Actually, no. I have a theory. I think Cat has higher shoes on. Like, I think he's got bigger.
Cat's like 4 inches shorter than Rudy.
He's
Cat's like
2.5,
and Rudy's like 7'2".
These are platform shoes.
Did you see that J Mac, like the mini mic thing that they do on social now?
I love that.
I love it so
J-Mac.
much. So J Mac was interviewing Rudy about the bobbleheads, and he's like, "What do you think about these bobbleheads?" And Rudy did not. It was not a joke to him. He took it so serious.
Like, he gave an actual analysis of it.
He looked at it for like 3 seconds, formulating an opinion. I've come around on Rudy in a massive way.
Rudy's nice.
Not so fast, pal.
Ever since the not so fast pal tweet, I really come around on him. And also, he got a cat, and also he dunks, and we're winning.
And we have Mike Conley now. So
we have Mike Conley
and
now.
we do have Mike Conley,
which is going to be a significant portion of the show. It finally happened. So we're gonna say our goodbyes to D'Lo. We're gonna say our hellos to Mike Conley. We're gonna do a Timberwolves dating game on February 16th because it's close enough to Valentine's Day. So why not? And the random wolf of the week, and maybe any bonus bits we come up with on the fly,
and a little bit of Western Conference level setting.
That's right. Yep. That's right. As we enter the All-Star break. But first, gentlemen, we have a new freaking sponsor, baby.
Yeah.
Take your hair and hygiene to the next level with Duke Cannon. Make some noise for Duke Cannon. Hey.
Woo! We need like a cannon sound.
And then freaking Pirates of the Caribbean is gonna be like,
about to say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Let's talk to Pull Tab about getting a cannon in studio.
This
is like a small
That's
one.
more of a green screen studio in St. Paul type thing.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
City
we'll figure it out.
ordinances.
Can we have, what's the Melvin Carter? Can we have a cannon in this
Do you guys
building?
have a form we can fill out for this?
So our studio's in the basement of an apartment building. Can we have a cannon in it? But whatever. Duke Cannon is a Minnesota company that makes hardworking grooming products for hardworking guys. That's a sick tagline. That shit goes hard, bro. As a marketer, I really like it. They got deodorants, beard care products, body wash, hair care, and more. My favorite product of theirs is this thing called the Thick Body Wash. It's more viscous and like when you have body wash and it kind of just goes through your fingers and like you don't even know.
Watered down.
I didn't know it was a problem until I had it. I'm like, why is it thick? And then I was like, oh, I get it. So I was showering this afternoon, which was weird.
Thick body wash.
Thick body wash.
Boy.
New tagline.
Duke, you can have that one for free, Mr. Cannon. Dude, but like, so I was using it. It has like exfoliating properties on there. So I left the shower feeling like a better man than I was when I got in, which is always a positive. I'm a big fan of the Bay rum scent, but maybe you want to try the Duke Cannon's Naval Diplomacy Thick Body Wash, which is what the players on the Minnesota Wild use, which is a huge endorsement because hockey players come off the ice smelling like ass. So like the fact that they go there like Duke Cannon, you have to help us out. That's a huge endorsement. Durf, you have the Naval Diplomacy deodorant, right? Do a live smell. Put the deodorant close to the mic and just.
You guys smell that? That is the scent of naval diplomacy, bergamot, and aquatic musk. So if you want your musk to be more aquatic than it already is,
I think you're actually supposed to apply that directly to your navel. Because that's actually the smelliest part of you after a podcast recording.
These are very specific products. You need the full line to cover your upper body.
Great. I'm glad we made it this far into the episode. With we kept it on the rails as best we could. Duke Cannon. Back to it. Get yours at Target or at DukeCannon.com. If you go the digital route, use the promo code POLLTAB10 for 10% off all Duke Cannon products. It's DukeCannon.com, 2 N's.
We got a promo code.
We got a promo code. POLLTAB. POLLTAB is popping. POLLTAB is freaking popping. How are the vibes, gentlemen? We are in it. Things are going pretty good. Since we last recorded, we traded D'Angelo Russell. Goodbye, D'Lo. We received Mike Conley. Hello, D'Lo. Rudy Gobert.
D'Lo?
No, sorry. Did I say hello, D'Lo?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. You guys got me off my game with your funny bits during the ad read. Sorry. Okay, we traded D'Lo. Goodbye, D'Lo. We received Mike Conley. Hello, Mike. Rudy Gobert got a cat. Ant was named an all-star replacement. Austin Rivers got into a fight and got suspended. And then we are 3-3 since we last recorded. So we are going to go around the table and discern the vibes. Let's start with Brandon this week. Brandon, how are the vibes?
I think the vibes are terrific. This is about as good as the vibes have felt for me personally at a time of recording. Ant's an all-star, big W. He's got a signature shoe coming in the off season. Disproving that you can't market yourself in a small market big time, which is huge for just like the long-term health of the organization. Yep. I think I am very publicly not the biggest D'Angelo Russell fan in the world, and I am also very publicly a gigantic Mike Conley fan, and I think that trade is a home run. We'll get more into that when we start like doing the Where's the Lie segment on the trade. So I think that's all great. Coming off a great win against Dallas. I know the fourth quarter got a little shaky there, but I honestly don't know what you're supposed to do when Kyrie is going off like that. And the cat return is looming. There was the weird Shams report where it's like they're hoping to get him back with like 10 to 15 games left in the season. I don't know. To me, it kind of feels more like he's right on the cusp after the All-Star break here, because you kind of like align the timelines with like when J-Mac started practicing and when Cat started practicing. Like that timeline seems to line up, and you've got this big 9-day break with the All-Star break.
This man thinks he's a doctor.
Yes.
There's a problem in the modern age with people thinking they're doctors.
It's like the Twitter doctor over here.
So I just think the Cat return is looming, and that's obviously going to be a huge thing. Going into this season, we thought Cat was our best player. So getting your best player who's been missing for 40 games back, hot take, good thing.
I think it's a good thing. Is it a coincidence that Rudy got a cat as soon as he started playing with Cat?
Ooh,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that's a huge vote of confidence.
That's a strategic move
for your teammate there. But ultimately, I think now that the trade deadline is passed, Ant's playing well, the All-Star game stuff, I think things are just a little more settled, where there doesn't feel like there's as much like variance in how things are going. It just kind of feels like the team is on an upward trajectory. I don't think we're like all of a sudden going to shoot up the standings and win the West or anything, but I just think things feel like they've kind of fallen into place. There's a defined pecking order, and for me personally, the vibes are immaculate.
Jesus, we got rid of D'Lo, and he's like, "This is the best thing. This is the best thing I've ever had." Durf,
suddenly,
Durf, how would you discern the vibes, my friend?
I first just want to touch on. I seem to remember a time a few pods ago when I was talking about how good and positive the vibes are going because we were going to get our best player back, and then Beck rained on the parade saying that it would throw a wrench into things, and that adding him back in would
that was because the point guard was D'Angelo Russell.
He's not a point guard.
Now he's got it.
I honestly think that with Mike Conley, that transition is going to go much smoother.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure you heard on the Dane Moore podcast them talking about how Conley has experience playing both with Gasol and Rudy. So he has experience with the pick and roll type and then the pick and pop. So like, I definitely agree with you. And I think that's valid. And even though I think that you just are throwing that excuse out there, I'll let you have it because I do agree with it. and it's valid. I think so. I was gonna say terrific. I wanted to see what other synonyms there are. I'll say colossal. I'll say gigantic, tremendous, whacking.
The vibe.
Whacking is a synonym.
These are all synonyms for big, not good.
Apparently,
the vibes are huge.
Apparently, terrific can mean size.
Yeah, of like terrific
but
size.
I want to circle back because Jally's processing the fact that whacking is a synonym.
That's when D-Lo, the D-Lo tweet came through, that's what Brandon was
so
doing.
I'm locking in the vibes are whacking.
The vibes are gargantuan.
The vibes are...
The wives are whacking. All right, bro. All right.
Hold on.
All right. Sorry.
I will echo just about everything that Beck said. I think this is just like we're on a high. It feels like we're unstoppable. We aren't, but
feels like we're unstoppable.
As Beck just said, we're not going to
We haven't won consecutive games in like a month.
Well, we're undefeated since we have Mike Conley. We have won
100. We lost to the Grizzlies.
Cut it.
Cut it. That's just wrong.
Anyway, yeah.
Fake news.
I agree. We'll get into more of the Mike Conley discussion. But yes, we are getting Cat back. The vibes are good. Fans are starting to understand why maybe something, maybe this is a great trade instead of being like wanting to burn the house down because they thought that Tim Connolly upended the organization again.
Dude, I love D'Lo and like it's a good trade, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think the vibes are akin to when you first put a burger on the grill. Those are the grills, dude. It's just freaking
steamy.
That's like
it's
steaming.
promising. When you smell the burger and you smell a little bit of that charcoal, you go, oh, that's what the vibes are. Like there are delicious things.
This is a really good analogy.
Thank
actually,
you. I just came
There's
up with it as
potential.
you were talking.
Yeah.
I forgot to prep this bit, so I'm just flying by the seat of my soul. I can smell the burger and my mouth is watering, and I'm so ready to taste it. I'm so
But
ready
it's not
to
cooked
taste
yet?
it. Yeah, I can't eat it because it's raw meat,
Yeah.
but I see it.
Okay, I just want to say
Yeah, Brandon.
for like the primed, like we're ready, we're excited. We did our bit about the national media last show. I was listening to the Ringer NBA show.
No.
On the way over here.
You support Big Pod?
I do like Ringer NBA pods.
Wow.
Justin Verrier, Big Waz, and Rob Mahoney all agree the Timberwolves are on the up and up. Prime for a run.
Wow. And then we got
The rumblings.
and then Waba's tweeting about Jaden and Ant.
he did.
Oh
He
my
did.
god.
And JJ Redick says
Redick has always been a real one.
and
though.
he says he's got a Wolves take in the chamber ready for like a good time.
I wonder if that's
future
because
guest.
Gerson, future guest JJ.
I mean, JJ, you're listening to this.
I
so-
asked if he'd want to come on, and that tweet's getting a lot of likes. So he's seeing it pop up in his
Come on,
notifications.
JJ.
I wonder if JJ is just saying that because Gerson Rosas got his kids like custom Twins jerseys.
Yeah, he gave him like a whole basket
Yeah.
when he tried to recruit him.
Yeah, he's like, I had a hard time saying no to that. Like, so Gerson,
Yeah, but
him
Gerson's
back.
with the Knicks now.
yeah, whatever. Okay, but so Conley trade, we've been teasing it. We've been, thinking about asking it to prom. And now we're going to talk about the Conley trade. But since it happened like a week ago, I want to try and streamline this conversation. So we've created a bit called Where's the Lie? I have done my best to use my totally non-biased brain to discern what I think are the dominating opinions around the D'Lo Conley trade. And I didn't pick all of the statements. I tried to pick ones that I think craft the Crunch Wears No Pants perspective based on what we talked about. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to say these statements as I have aggregated them, and then we're going to say whether we think it's a lie or if it's true and we agree with it, and feel free to expound as you see fit. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
Deal.
Okay, where's the lie? Mike Conley raises the floor of this team. Lie or fact?
I think that's a fact. I think there is an implied, maybe I'm wrong here. I think there is an implied, like,
This is about to be a 30-minute segment.
I think there's an implied that Mike Conley raising the floor of this team means that he doesn't raise the ceiling of this team. I think it's both. I'm well on the record that I think the D'Angelo Russell inconsistency and the defensive issues limited both the floor of this team, but I also think it limits the ceiling of this team. I think your playoff prospects, your crunch time consistency, all that stuff is going to be improved. And I think that raises the ceiling of the team, giving more usage, kind of like a clearer defined pecking order of usage between Ant, Cat when he's back, not having this like well, like, how does D'Lo fit into this, all while he's kind of like giving away points on the other end?
Yeah.
And so I agree. He raises the floor. I also think he raises the ceiling.
Durf, do you have anything additional to add to that? You can say no if you don't.
No, I do. I just got confused when you said I agree with both, and I was like, "This one statement." But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I agree with both. But I think specifically with raises the floor, like he's not going to go on that like the offensive juggernaut tear that D'Lo went on.
Yeah.
However, he's going to be making a lot of the like Kyle Anderson smart plays that lead to other sexy moves on the court by our big man. So I definitely don't think that he's going to turn over. I think I maybe teased this on the last one, but like it is absurd. I was looking at the numbers, and this year D'Lo has twice as many turnovers as Conley in like 7 games less or something, which is a super big
and like probably 5-ish more minutes per game. So in D'Lo defense, he is like playing a more heavy usage role and more minutes in more games. So he's going to have more turnovers, but I do agree that the turnover problem going to.
You do agree that it's double.
I think double kind of overstates the gap.
And that's what I mean is I'm putting it out there, but also with the caveat. Yes, it's a risk reward thing. He's not playing as many minutes. And also like it is kind of absurd because in that game gap, he'd be averaging like 6.5 turnovers in order to like close that gap. But yeah, anyway, all that to say is he's not going to be making those wild passes into the third row that D'Lo was.
And fewer of like the picked off wide open layup passes. I saw a thing on Twitter that was like the removal of the take foul had like the most negative impact on D'Angelo Russell's game because he was the king of when he did have those awful turnovers. He had such long arms he could just reach out and grab guys.
Going like I love your astute observation about the implications of like the ceiling thing, and I agree. I think Chelanga was talking about this on the CND NBA show when they were talking about the trade. Like, there's the reality of D'Angelo Russell, and then there's the idea of D'Angelo Russell. And the idea of D'Angelo Russell is what gives him the stands. And it's and when it's like when it pops out, like when he goes on heaters, you're hard pressed to find a player more fun than D'Angelo Russell when he's hot. And that's really noxious, especially for like the fans. Like we get so into it, and we fall in love with this guy. And he's doing the swagger is unprecedented. But seeing already like even the early part of the Memphis game and then the Jazz game, like when the offense is humming, it's really fun basketball.
Really
so I think this is a fact. We're gonna move on to the second one because again we're trying to blow through this, but not really. Okay, fact or lie? D'Angelo Russell will have better stats for the Lakers than Mike Conley will have for the Timberwolves. I see a lot of D'Lo stands throwing that out. They think that's a reality.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a usage
depends.
thing.
Yeah, it depends on like the stats you're talking about. I mean, he's going to average more
like high end men.
He's going to average more points
line
per game, and he's going to probably shoot a higher percentage on like a higher usage. I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of another. Like the more advanced stats, like box plus minus and win shares and stuff like that. But I think yes, I think to the average person looking at a basketball reference page, they are going to
casuals.
They are going to make the assertion that D'Angelo Russell is having a better season than Mike Conley. I
think that puts a bow on it. Next one. I'm excited to hear Brandon's answer for this one. Oh, that's right, Durf. I looked at you like, ooh, I got him, but you don't know the questions. D'Angelo Russell, no, true or false? D'Angelo Russell deserves our praise and thanks for his tenure with the Timberwolves.
I think I agree with that.
He's seething inside.
Yeah, he's like,
no. So I think like D'Angelo Russell was a very important player on one of the better teams in Timberwolves history last year. I do think though that
there's a ceiling.
The D'Angelo Russell tenure is, to me, has always been just kind of like a little bit worse than we were hoping for at like almost every turn. Like we acquired him in the trade with the idea that he was going to be like the James Harden of this team. And then that didn't happen. So we kind of lowered expectations. And then like we drafted Anthony Edwards. So that kind of like interrupted the him and Cat duo thing. And then when guys got hurt, he was never quite good enough to
he got us Anthony Edwards.
That's true. He was, but
Good
like
call.
when like guys were hurt, he was never like quite good enough to carry the team on his own. And there was always like a lot of caveats of like ifs and whens and hot and cold. But I think at the core of it, he was the point guard on, and he was very important and very impactful last season in a defensive scheme that limited their ceiling, allowed him to kind of do the things he's good at defensively. But we saw against Memphis in the playoffs, the size you were required to play with and like the exhaustion just cost you so much on the glass, and good 3-point shooting teams can pick it apart. So I think he limited the ceiling, but I don't think his time with the Timberwolves was as disastrous as something we'll talk about a little later in this Where's the Lie, as like the Andrew Wiggins tenure. I don't think he deserves any praise for his time with the Timberwolves.
You don't like empty stats?
I think Andrew Wiggins was nothing but disappointing in his time.
Let's save it.
Yeah.
You're getting to it.
That's great. I just think about how D'Angelo Russell provided so much excitement and fun and electricity for the fan base when they're like coming off like a 6-year drought where there wasn't much. You know, with Ricky gone, well, I guess he wasn't gone for 6 years, but like it was kind of a lull. So to have him block Jimmy at the rim with like his third or fourth game here was crazy. The playing game was crazy. The Sixers game was crazy. So it's just, I mean, shit. That's you're right. That's more than Wiggins ever did. Yeah. Wiggins hit one long half quarter to win a game, which was again very fun.
It was nice.
What's up there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with everything you guys have said. I think he ushered in a more sustainable winning tenure or
culture. Yeah.
So it's hard not to associate a lot of the fun that we've had with him.
Oh, like the fans too. Good call. Yeah.
And so I absolutely agree with that. I think maybe you talked about it, like the like he can be good when he wants to be good, and then he can be crap when he wants to be crap. And it's hard not to see a lot of that in just like the effort that he's put forth, not only on the defensive side, but just in general, the knowing that he kind of hated being here. I know we'll talk about this later, but being here with Gobert and didn't see long-term success there. And so maybe he was like, I'm just going to kind of go through the motions, and then I'm going to get super hot leading up to the trade deadline so I can increase my value.
Genius.
Anyway.
Thank you, D'Lo.
Yes. Thank you, D'Lo.
Next one. Mike Conley will make us love Rudy Gobert. Fact or lie? Durf, start this one.
We already love Rudy Gobert.
That's true. That's right. That's right.
I mean, I think that's a lie. I think Mike Conley will make us love Mike Conley.
Oh, that's kind of wholesome. But, or I guess, well, okay, extension of the question. Mike Conley will make us love Tim Connolly.
I have no qualms with Tim Connolly.
Oh, yep, dude. Am I projecting?
He's projecting. Yeah.
Okay. I think he might.
I think he will. He's gonna raise the ceiling of how much we can love Rudy, because I think we already love Rudy. But
again, he has a cat now.
I think that some of the frustration, not that we've had a ton of it, but I think that we know that Rudy can get frustrated when he's not involved, and having D'Lo led to some of that. I think that this will forgo some of that.
We're about to get the nasty Gobert blocks up into the 200s.
They're gonna
he's gonna swat like this.
It's gonna be like the DeAndre Jordan pass last season that went into the third row, but it's just gonna be a block.
Oh my god! I cannot wait for Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals when Rudy just swats the shit out of D'Angelo Russell.
Like the scenario where the Lakers are playing the Wolves.
Bro,
in
the Lakers,
conference finals.
dude, we have to be Lakers fans. We gotta be.
We'll get to it in the Western Conference level setting. I think people are underestimating how far out of just the picture the Lakers
doubt LeBron,
are right now.
You doubt the D'Angelo Russell heater?
Stats are gonna be so nice, dude.
Dude, D'Lo's just a consummate Laker. Now that I think about it, like he just needs like.
I mean, he was born a Laker basically.
Yeah. I might cop a jersey. I'm such a stan. God damn it. Let's see. We kind of touched on this one earlier, but D'Angelo Russell deserves some credit for the development of Anthony Edwards. Fact or lie?
I mean, I think this is false.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard to know, but we're not in the locker room, so we can't tell.
It's impossible to know. I'm just more apt to credit guys like Patrick Beverley,
some hater ass
and
shit.
Ricky Rubio,
I have thoughts on this.
Austin Rivers. I don't think D'Angelo Russell is like a bad guy or anything. I think they were a bad on-court fit, and I think playing with guys that
Ant
don't
and D'Lo?
fit, yeah.
They were like the best backcourt in the weren't they? That's what all the Ringer people are saying. Is that a casual ass take?
Well, they statistically they were not a good backcourt pairing.
But they were so much fun.
I just
They
think
were hot.
They were hot. They were hot and they were fun.
I just think that playing with guys that don't fit with you stunt your development more than they help it.
Ooh, Dirk, do you have a counter or a supplementation?
Well, and also to your point, like it's not like there was a lot of mentee-mentor like type relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think
they're friends.
I think he certainly, I think he certainly probably like taught him some like ins and outs of being a pro and stuff like that.
Right.
But I would credit guys, like I said, like Ricky Rubio and Patrick Beverly and Austin Rivers more.
He wasn't taking him
than
under
like
his
D'Angelo
wing.
Russell there.
Like those are mentors, but D'Lo's just a friend to Ant.
Yeah, I think D'Lo's just. I think you can credit the development of Anthony Edwards as much to D'Lo as you can to any
Wancho
teammate that he played with.
Hang on.
Not that dissimilar though, because like Wancho is also like revered as like a great teammate. Like everyone who plays with Wancho loves Wancho. Wancho got Ant in a movie.
Do you see them competing in that film?
Insane.
So my counterpoint is that I think that D'Lo deserves a ton of credit because of his lack of on-court success. I think that D'Lo forced Ant to try harder to try to win games. It was very much a converse way of getting
like Ant had to give a shit on defense because he had to make up for D'Lo.
Exactly.
Like, D'Angelo Russell inadvertently created a first-team all-defense.
Exactly.
Thank you, D'Lo. All right, let's see here. Mike Conley eases the reintegration of Karl Anthony Towns.
We already talked about this. I think that's a fact.
It's a massive fact.
I would say fact for sure.
I think just,
no
but
doubt.
like I've said this a couple times already, but I just think a clear, defined pecking order helps with that. I think when it's like Ant's the guy, Cat's the release valve, Mike Conley makes everything work compared to is Ant the guy, but the ball's in D'Angelo Russell's hands and he's got the responsibility of getting these other two guys involved, but he's only really effective when he's also getting his.
It's just a lot of high usage basketball, ball dominant, and when it works, it's great. But this is just more, again, a floor raising type thing, like definitively. Durf, any color to add there? You're the color commentator with your blue ass shirt.
Yeah, it is very blue
Well,
ass.
not really. It's just the font.
It's just the one. It's a white shirt.
Okay.
No, I mean, I echo every sentiment you guys have. He is going to make basketball a lot easier for everyone on the team.
Which is what you want out of a point guard.
Exactly.
D'Angelo Russell was a better fit for the Wolves than Andrew Wiggins ever was. Fact or lie?
Absolutely.
Big
100%.
Yeah. I'm going to go yeah.
But wait a minute. Andrew Wiggins is an amazing fifth option on a ring caliber team. Does that mean he's better than D'Lo?
I think Andrew Wiggins is objectively a better player at this point in his career than D'Angelo Russell is. I don't think that was ever going to happen with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think that's a direct result of playing with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Like you said, him being the fourth, fifth option on the team helps a lot. But I think Andrew Wiggins just like kind of sleptwalked through 6 years with the Minnesota Timberwolves and underachieved and put up a lot of empty stats. But even the stats weren't that good. He was tremendously inefficient. He faded in and out on defense. Contrary to D'Angelo Russell, who I just don't think is capable of playing good defense because of physical limitations. We've seen with Andrew Wiggins that if he had just given a shit, he would have been an all defense caliber player. So I'm not a big D'Angelo Russell fan. I despise Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, we hit a lot of triggers on Beck here.
We got to give him some time. Take a time out from the pod. Beck's going to go do some heavy breathing.
Heavy breathing.
Just throughout the rest of the pod.
Brandon's got the Andrew Wiggins flashlight ready to go.
Jeez.
You
know, they say love and hate are a half a degree apart. Yeah. No, I mean, everything that was already said. His stats were empty. There was just like not even a modicum of success while he was here.
Modicum.
There's
more to come from Andrew Wiggins' flashlight.
Except for when we played like OKC and.
Well, he definitely had inconsistent flashes.
There was the like 4 teams that he'd put up like 40 points against. But yeah, I mean, all this to say is, yeah, every team you have to have a guy who averages 20 points. He was that guy. It didn't lead to any success, and he just wasn't a good fit for our team, which is the question. I
And he
don't think
stole a bunch of money from
yeah.
Glenn Taylor,
Well,
but
he
looked him in the eye and
right
he
in the
lied.
eyes.
ate all their lasagna, looked him in the eyes, and robbed them.
Dude, I heard Andrew Wiggins pulled a full-on Kirby and just went. It was incredible. He accidentally ate a granite countertop. Okay,
right, yeah.
last one. If the Mike Conley trade yields all the positives, the consistent effort, the better defense, a fully utilized and engaged Gobert, etc., all the Tim Conley naysayers owe him a big-time apology written on lined paper and mailed to Mayo Clinic Square.
I think it all just depends on team success. I think if the Timberwolves are good for the next 5 years, then we really can't say anything about the trade. If the Timberwolves are bad and start giving away lottery picks to the Jazz and Walker Kessler is awesome, I don't think there's going to be really any escaping.
I'm out
that.
on Walker Kessler after Luka put him in the blender. I'm done. Trash.
But also, I'm not a Tim Connolly naysayer.
I'm just talking about all the people on Twitter that might be Tim Connolly naysayers. No one in this room.
Here's
Yeah.
here's the deal.
Little sneaky.
It's, like I said, it's all about team success. If the Timberwolves are good, everyone's going to forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, winning covers up a lot.
And I
Man,
think
we had one blowout of the Jazz and I already forgot about it.
and like none of them played. It was just
No,
Ant and a
yeah.
bunch of bench guys.
Wait, what was the
The Jazz
well,
game.
Yeah, and Conley. Wait, no, what was the game we just won?
That was
Jeez. What was the
that
game
was
we
the
just won?
the
Conley?
Mavs.
Mavs.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
they
of
did
course.
And they didn't blow them out. They won by 3.
Yeah.
But they
what
built
was
a
the-
24-point lead or 28.
What was the game with
26?
Luka and Kyrie with the
Well,
blue and green?
Yeah.
Okay. Durf, anything to add before Brandon's final order?
Execute order 66.
Oh gosh.
Order 10.
D'Angelo Russell's a Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, I've also never been a naysayer. I decided to have a tempered approach in analyzing Tim's moves. You are giving me the most aggressive stare, and I love it. I want to give you a big hug.
That's nice.
I mean, yeah, it's wins are gonna be good.
Winning heals
Well,
everything. I mean,
yeah.
shit, dude. We started to win and Rudy started to do thunderous dunks, and I was like, wait a minute, I can take out my Rudy jersey again.
Yeah.
So
by whatever means necessary.
yeah. All right. Brandon, you have the final order. We are a pro episode 9, the Rise of Skywalker pod. So give us the final order.
Okay, so I just have I call this my warning on evaluating the trade.
I call it your final order.
So basically, and I'll approach this from 2 sides. So I'll start with the D'Angelo Russell side because it's going to be a little more negative, and I'll finish with the positive on Mike Conley. So my warning on evaluating the D'Angelo Russell side of this is we talked about the box score stuff. It's don't just look at the box score. The box scores for D'Angelo Russell are going to look good. He is going to average a lot of points. He's going to shoot well. He's going because he's the third option on the team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So the stats are going to look good. But we know, we've watched D'Angelo Russell now for 3 years. We know that the box score doesn't tell the whole story with D'Angelo Russell. Now that we're not watching him every day, we don't see the missed assignments in transition defense. We don't see him not fighting through screens. We don't see him not boxing out and blowing offensive rebounds. Like that stuff is going to fade away in your mind when you're not watching him every day. So it's going to be really easy to look at box scores, look at how many points per game and how many assists per game he's averaging and be like, man, that sucks. We traded that guy. He was so good. I challenge you to remember the why. That's who he was with us too.
Mm-hmm.
And remember the why of what made him so frustrating, why the inconsistency and stuff like gave us this negative view of him.
Do you have also part of that is it like the asset management type?
Yeah,
You're gonna hit that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think and also remember that we got another player in 3 second-round picks, and D'Angelo Russell was more than likely going to be gone next season, regardless of whether or not we made this trade. And then the last point on D'Angelo Russell, we're already starting to see it. The national conversation is going to now spin positive on D'Angelo Russell. Now people are going to talk about how awesome D'Angelo Russell is because he's on the Lakers. Don't just blindly believe that. Like we just talked about this on the last show. The national Like the moment he got traded, when he was on the Timberwolves, it was this untradeable albatross. He's dragging the Timberwolves down. He's the worst player in the NBA. And the moment he was rumored to be being traded to the Lakers, everyone goes, oh my gosh, what an amazing get for the Lakers. This great floor spacer. He can guard a little bit. He plays at this tremendous pace. He controls the pace. This is what an awesome trade for the Lakers. We know that's just because it's the Lakers and the Timberwolves. Mm-hmm. So we talked last week about not formulating your opinions off of what national people are talking about, people who
do your own research.
Exactly. So
watch your reels.
It's fine if you don't like the trade. I'm just saying, remember that you have to watch D'Angelo Russell to understand the entire experience.
Also, it's totally possible that it's a win-win. D'Lo can thrive against
absolutely.
LeBron, and Mike can be what we need here. And I can be thankful for my time with D'Lo, and I can love my time with Mike as well.
We've talked extensively that this is very much a fit trade.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that transitions well to the Mike Conley side of this. I implore people to...
Like a pastor.
I implore people to pay attention to Mike Conley when he's in the game and appreciate the little things that he does, because that's where the value in this trade is going to come. We've talked about, once again, he's not going to average 20 points per game. He's not going to have those 6 for 7 from 3 fourth quarters that carry you to a win. But what he is going to do is he's going to fight through screens. He's not going to get burned in transition. He's not going to have back-breaking turnovers. He's going to fight through screens and continue defending. He's going to do all those little things. So I implore people to notice those little things and appreciate those little things, because those are things that are not easy to notice when you're not paying attention to the game. And that is the value that he is bringing to the team.
It's fun to watch him calculate like his moves, because the first couple of games I was honing in on, I'm like, ooh, number 10, that's actually competent. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm seeing like him pull down long rebounds, like things that when you watch them happen, you just think they're things that everyone does. But just remember that a week ago that wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm. And like also, I implore you to it's going to put the ball in Ant's hands way more. It's going to put the ball in Cat's hands way more. Even if it's just like a catch and shoot, park him in the corner with your broken ass sprained ankle.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's my warning of evaluating the trade is basically don't just blindly read box scores and pay attention to the little things that Mike Conley does.
I like that. Drew, if you have anything else to add, or do you want to just agree with it and we can move on?
I agree. I agree with it.
Let's move on.
Yeah. He's not going to score as many points, but he's going to lead to way more points scored.
Or less points scored.
Which is why, yeah, you're right. Which is why Beck is saying what he's saying. You need to watch to see the impact he has on the game, because recaps aren't going to do it.
Which we love. What we do love watching basketball.
I also love how your first part about D'Lo is just like that girl that you broke up with. Don't look at her Instagram and assume you remember why it didn't work.
Exactly.
The grass is scorched earth. It is not greener.
I know that's fire, but you gotta remember how crazy she was.
Exactly. Like this is a very you need to start doing this for people that left their ex that they keep getting back together.
Exactly. Your ex is D'Angelo Russell.
That's amazing.
Just doesn't work. All right, that's it.
Well, we've hit on the Timberwolves. We hit on our Western Conference foe, the Lakers. But Brandon, you have a Western Conference check-in for us.
Yeah, so we can kind of fly through this. We don't need to go too deep.
We never fly through any segment.
So I have
45 minutes.
It's always long.
I've basically it's just like a quick check-in of the teams that the Wolves are quote unquote competing with for seeding and playoff positioning. Where they are in relation to the Wolves. And then I have a 1-sentence elevator pitch on kind of the state of that team. So we'll start at the top and work our way down to the bottom. So the team, the highest team that the Wolves are competing with is the Sacramento Kings. They are currently in 3rd place. They are 2.5 games above the Timberwolves. And the elevator pitch for the Sacramento Kings is they have been the healthiest team in the NBA this season. They have a great offense and they have a terrible defense. So I guess my question to you guys is, how are you feeling about the Timberwolves' prospects of catching or passing the Sacramento Kings? Do you view that as a team we are in league with?
Yeah. I mean, young team, plays fast. I think we can catch them. Now, especially with Conley, since we're more disciplined, I think we kind of can play. The Kings are us this year.
Yep.
So I think we have experience on our side with adding Rudy,
Mhm.
freaking Kyle, Mike. I think we can catch them.
Yeah, I agree. They've been ridiculously healthy. I don't know if that holds up. I also feel like injuries lead to offensive or offensive unproductivity, and if that's why they're winning games,
some of the flow.
exactly. And if that's how they're winning games, and they don't have very good defense, that's going to be hard to sustain. I think we can catch up.
I mean, even if they are healthy, like us in the playoffs, the game changes. You can key in on De'Aaron Fox.
So I'm talking more about the regular season, though. So,
Right.
So for me, I view the Kings as a team that I don't think they're in a class above the Timberwolves, but I do think 2.5 games in like 25 games is a lot to make up. So that's a tall order for me, but they are in striking distance, and I don't view them as some juggernaut that is uncatchable.
Yep.
So the next team, the Phoenix Suns, are in 4th place. They are 1.5 games ahead of the Timberwolves. The elevator pitches. They are playing well since Devin Booker came back, and Kevin Durant looms after the All-Star break.
I'm intrigued because Mikal Bridges was like, the glue and a really impactful player for them, but you're replacing him with Kevin Durant. So I mean,
I think there's a chance the Suns end up second. I think they could pass the Grizzlies. I mean, there's a world where Kevin Durant shows up on the Suns and they're like awesome.
Yeah, I just don't see a team with Booker and Kevin Durant failing.
I mean, that's two of the 10 to 15-ish best players in the NBA. Like Kevin Durant, one of the 3 best players in the NBA, 5 best players in the NBA. And
they're still kind of deep. Like, they didn't totally trade away.
Josh Okogie is playing super well for them right now. He's averaging 20 a game the last 3 games.
Good for him. He looks great in his Suns jersey. That might be
he's averaging 20 a game the last 3 games.
Yeah.
What?
He's shooting really well, but he's also a great fit next to it on a team with Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and Kevin Durant, who don't need that much space and can just kill from the mid-range, and then he can just defend his ass off.
Just take the best offensive player.
I'm also glad that Phoenix fans are giving him his flowers right away. I'm like, go Josh.
Yeah, Josh Okogie rocks.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're catchable. I think they're primed for a big run.
Yeah, which makes me sad because when we were doing our preseason predictions, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna have a fallback to earth this year," and I was really they definitely did, but now it's not gonna.
Then they got Kevin Durant.
Exactly. Yeah, you just can't bet against KD.
All right, the next team, the Los Angeles Clippers, are 1 game up on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The elevator pitch for them is they are a veteran team with lots of depth that looks bored by the regular season.
Yeah, I think we catch them, but I don't want them in the playoffs. I'm scared of the Clippers. They're just a nightmare matchup for us. Maybe that changes with Conley and the gelling of maybe that's 22 old last year Timberwolves still in my brain. But the Clippers kind of scare me just because who knows? Is Kawhi gonna play? And what if he plays the last 20?
Their second unit is unbelievably good.
Yeah, losing Kennard makes me sad because that's
but they replaced him with Bones Highland,
Eric
Gordon.
Oh yeah.
Mason Plumlee, who has been awesome this season.
Yeah. Where did that come from? So I think we catch them, but I don't want them in the playoffs.
Are they still playing? Is Man still kind of the primary ball handler?
Yeah, because they traded Reggie Jackson.
Oh, okay. And then Bones is kind of coming off.
They bought out John Wall or traded John Wall, and he got bought out or something.
Is Bones just leading the second unit then, or?
I mean, he's not leading the second unit. It's a lot of Norm Powell, who's been terrific for them off the bench.
Okay.
For me, I think the Clippers are catchable, but I don't think the Clippers are going to fall below the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves would have to go on a run to catch them, because I don't think the Clippers are going to go 20-5 to finish the season.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the Clippers are going to go. I don't think the Clippers also are going to go 10-15. I think they're probably going to play a few games over 500 because, like I said, they kind of just look bored by the regular season most nights. I think they're a good team, and I think they're primed for a big playoff run too. Super deep.
They're an enigma though, because it's always the Clippers are coming, and they're never coming.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next team.
They fake it.
Whatever. The next team is the Dallas Mavericks. They are tied with the Timberwolves, but the Timberwolves do own the tiebreaker with them because we went 2-1 against them. The elevator pitch for the Mavericks is they are basically just Luka and Kyrie, but who knows? That might be enough.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is really hard to project what that team looks like and if they gel, and Kyrie is just a loose cannon. I don't know.
I love that tweet that was like, put Kyrie in Dallas where JFK got shot. He's going to do some amazing independent research.
I think the Timberwolves are a lot better than the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks
Yeah, but it's Luka and Kyrie, though.
Yeah, but
that's a good
I
point
think
you have there.
But the difference between Luka and Kyrie and Kawhi and Paul George is Kawhi and Paul George are guarding people. I mean, you can just hang 140 on the Mavericks like it's nothing.
You don't believe in Reggie Bullock?
If Reggie Bullock is your best defender and he's funneling guys to a Dwight Powell center.
Oh my God.
I don't buy it with the Mavericks. Obviously with Luka and Kyrie, there's those two guys catch a heater. They could win a bunch of games in a row and go on a run, but I don't think that's that good a basketball team. I think that's two really good players and a bad basketball team.
I mean, you're any injury away from being a bad basketball team.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're a vaccine away.
Luka turns an ankle. Kyrie learns something about JFK.
And you're rolling out God knows who, Mark Cuban.
I don't even know who's on that team.
I hope he does learn something about JFK.
All right.
I need Kyrie to go on a ringer. just some wild stuff.
All right, next team. We are now to the teams that are behind the Timberwolves in the standings.
God.
The New Orleans Pelicans are a half game behind the Timberwolves, and the elevator pitch for them is Zion had another injury setback.
That's so sad. Me and Allie, my wife, were like, oh man, like Zion's out again, because we were kind of like enjoying like just his brute game and how he's so fast and explosive. Like it's really fun when Zion's healthy, but then it happened again. It's like, oh shit, like is he just gonna be like the second or third option like on a big minutes restriction like another team?
The what could have been.
Yeah. I mean, they're awesome when they have Zion. They're not when they don't. It's really like kind of just that simple. They got blitzed by the Lakers last night.
They have D'Angelo Russell
by like 30
the
or
Lakers
something.
were 0-2 with D'Angelo Russell before
The
that.
national media will have you believe though that they're
They're 0-2 with D'Lo?
They're 1-2 now.
Okay. I thought they were like
That's because everyone's talking about how great they are.
I saw D'Lo throw a no-look oop to AD.
I had
I'm
the
like, oh my
same
God.
thing where I saw it, like there's a headline on whatever ESPN last night, and it made you think they were just like on a 3-game win streak, clobbering these teams, and it was like at the time they were winning by like 5 to the Pelicans in the second quarter or something.
Congrats.
Yeah. So once again, I think the Pelicans are. I would be disappointed if the Timberwolves finished behind the Pelicans.
Yeah, I want the Pelicans to like rise with us though. Like young teams, let's get it.
I think the Pelicans' long-term future, if they can ever get Brandon Ingram and Zion healthy at the same time, is bright.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they need Zion, and it doesn't look like he's going to play again this year.
That makes
What
me
is
sad.
what's his injury? Is it
Hamstring?
okay?
He lost his.
He lost his hamstring.
He
got it removed.
It was gone.
Yeah.
He woke up like, oh! He was in a Saw movie. It was crazy.
All right.
Good special effects.
Next team, the Golden State Warriors are a full game behind the Timberwolves. The elevator pitch for them. Great at home, terrible on the road, and no one knows if or when Steph is coming back.
Yeah, the Steph thing's a big thing for me. You can't. I don't want to, God take the player of a generation being gone.
The Warriors are better when they have Steph. One of the greatest offensive players of all time.
I was traipsing around Warriors Twitter. They're over Steph. They want him to go away.
Really?
What's this meme?
Yeah.
Come on,
Steph. Come on.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had Steph to the Timberwolves.
Imagine if we drafted.
Yeah. Again, this is like I know we're talking.
Yeah, but we couldn't have possibly had done that.
We wouldn't have had 2 chances to do that.
But imagine the Timberwolves without the great Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn years.
The pick was when my dad and I were always like, it's obviously Ricky and Steph. And it was like Ricky and Johnny. We're like, what the fuck? The regular season, I think maybe we beat them. I don't know. It's. I mean, how do you bet against the pedigree of this current era?
You have to,
Warriors?
you have to forget the team that you're playing. I mean, you're right. It's contingent on Steph.
Yeah,
but like.
But Jordan Poole,
they're
kind
of.
Yeah,
I am not a Jordan.
No,
Poole
I'm not
guy.
either.
If I'm not a D'Angelo Russell guy, I cannot be a Jordan Poole guy.
Man, watching the Warriors Wolves game, watching Jordan Poole get more whistle than Anthony Edwards irked me.
Yeah,
more than most things like that irk me.
So this is my take on the Warriors.
What is it?
I think if we're rooting for the Timberwolves to finish ahead of the Warriors, we got to be pushing hard for them to stack as many losses as possible while Steph is out.
Yes.
Yeah, dig a hole.
Like they're the team because it's all, they always do it's always the thing where it's like, oh, these two teams we're competing with in the standings are playing each other. I don't know who to cheer for. While Steph is out, always cheer for the team that is playing against the Warriors, because when he comes back, they're going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So we want to build as much of a gap between them while he's out.
All right. Yep. I agree.
Next team, we got 4 left.
We're cutting out.
No, what's going on? Break it up.
I love when you don't skip words.
The next closest team to the Timberwolves in the 10 seed right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
They are 1.5 games behind the Timberwolves. The elevator pitch for them: they are young, they are fun, they are cohesive, and they have Shea.
I thought it was Shy. He said it was Shy on his
Oh, yeah,
I
you
think it
did
is
correct
Shai,
that.
yeah.
It is Shai.
SGA.
No, if the Thunder are ahead of us, something
Sad.
horrible is going wrong.
They're fun, though.
They're
They
really
are
fun.
really fun.
They play so hard.
What if they get Wemby?
And they got the two Jalen Williams, who are both awesome.
That's pretty
Yeah.
fun. What if they decide to mail it in and they get Wemby, and then Chet Holmgren comes back?
And they have
longest,
Poku.
the
And they have
longest
Poku.
team, the
They
highest,
got to trade for Bol.
the tallest and skinniest team overall, highest average height and lowest average weight.
I'm telling you, if the Chet injury doesn't happen this year, the Thunder might be like low key awesome.
Yeah.
Like the Thunder might be better than the Kings if they just had Chet.
I'm
Dude,
cheering for the Thunder.
I love Shai so much.
Yeah.
He's
fun-
so cool.
He's so fun to watch, and
and his
he-
Instagram
he
captions.
does- yeah, but
What
I love,
are they? I don't see them.
Oh, they tweet him all the
You're-
time. He's got great Instagram
I love
captions.
like when I went to a couple of games and saw him play live, and it's like he does some of the wild stuff that Ja does, but he doesn't have a mouth for the refs. Like he'll just walk down the court.
Well, he did a thing earlier in the season where he complimented the refs or something. He was like, man, the ref's job is so hard. Like, I'm never going to complain about my whistle.
This agenda.
And then after that, he got the best whistle in the NBA for like a
I'm
month.
telling you. I'm telling you.
Carl.
Take notes.
You got to do this, dude, because the whistle's bad.
Swallow the pride.
Um,
Compliment the refs.
But yeah, I agree. That would be a disaster scenario if the Thunder finish ahead of the Wolves at this point.
I would be real sad.
But you can't really rule it out. They're only a game and a half back.
That's crazy.
The next team, 2 games behind the Timberwolves.
Who is it?
The Utah Jazz. The elevator pitch for the Utah Jazz is, despite their best efforts, they just keep winning.
I like Laurie. I like former Wolf Laurie Markkinen and Walker Kessler.
No team wants to be worse, but can't. Like, they just can't.
yeah, they
get
can't
too
bad.
much
They keep
heart.
getting in their own way.
Like, they traded Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. They're awesome. They trade Mike Conley, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley. They're still chugging along.
Yeah, I think the wheels will fall off soon. At least I hope so.
I think
Yeah,
they're gonna.
I
I
think
think
they hope so,
eventually,
too.
because of how aggressively they keep trying to tank, I feel like eventually there's like a Laurie Markkinen phantom injury
Yeah.
or something,
or
like
Russ suits up.
or like exactly.
Yeah,
a
the fact
lead
they're
tanking
keep-
move would
yeah,
be to have
keep-
Russ like give him 40 minutes a game.
Oh,
What a
geez.
wild turn of events. I thought, weren't we pretty certain that he was going to get bought out on that contract? Or I mean,
Well,
and
but
that-
if they're trying to
I
tank,
know. No,
that
I
could be
mean,
the
that
move.
is a really
Although,
smart move.
The report is today he's meeting with the Clippers. You want a great sign for the Wolves? If
Yes.
Lake Clippers sign Russ and make him your starting point guard.
Yeah.
I would like it. That would make me. That's sad because like Russ used to be like one of my favorite players. He might still be, but also like from a strategy thing.
Did
it's
you
like,
see that? Did you see that interview where
He
that
stinks
girl?
now, dude.
I know,
Yeah.
but that girl interviewed him. That little like she's like
Oh,
a
and she was, like,
junior
nice to
reporter.
him?
Yeah, and she was giving him compliments, and you could see his like he's so sad,
Yeah.
and just that little bit of joy just did so much for
Russ
him.
is so fun and animated. It's hard not to, I don't know. I just think about like the 12 years of fun animated Russ. I go, oh, the last 3 or whatever. It's whatever, you know?
All right, we got 2 more of these to
Who
get
is
through.
Who?
This team also 2 games behind the Timberwolves, the Portland Trailblazers. Their elevator pitch is Dame.
Yeah. We're going to finish ahead of them, but
They're
Dame
the
will make
team.
it
They're the
interesting.
team that's behind us, aside from like a Warriors with Steph that scares me the most because they have so much offensive firepower. They just can't guard anybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with everything.
And the last team, I'm being pretty liberal, including them here because they're 3.5 games behind the Wolves. The Lakers, 3.5 games behind the Timberwolves. The elevator pitch for them is they suck, but they have LeBron and Anthony Davis.
And D'Angelo Russell. Say his name.
I mean, he's nowhere near the caliber of player of the 2 guys I just listed. The Lakers,
Yeah. I know.
Anthony, okay, Stop it.
His body is
Anthony
broken.
Davis
It is a team full of
Anthony
shells.
Davis could retire tomorrow and he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so would D'Angelo Russell.
Nope.
He won a title.
I think the
My
Lakers,
heart.
like I said,
God damn
the
it.
Lakers, they really just suck, but they have two of the best players ever. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll finish ahead of them, but I think they're a sneaky playing team. I don't want to play the Lakers in the playing game or anything.
I hate this. Like, I don't want to play the Lakers crap. Bring on the
It's
Lakers.
LeBron James and D'Angelo Russell. We've seen what
They suck.
The reason
it's LeBron and D'Angelo Russell. We know it. Sorry,
the
Durf, like
reason
see
we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Sorry, I was like, we see what D'Angelo Russell can do. It's LeBron James. LeBron James.
If they weren't the Lakers
No, it's
and they had the exact same roster, if they were the Portland Trailblazers with the exact same roster and they had the record they had right now, nobody would be the Ringer wouldn't be picking them for 6th best title odds.
Not
They
not
suck.
the Ringer. I'm talking about them as 10 seed playing whatever. It's D'Angelo Russell and LeBron James, dude.
Yeah. Guess how many you can score against those guys every time.
Well, I'm talking from Timberwolves' perspective. I don't know if I can bang on that yet. I guess Mike Conley's a point guard.
I think it just makes you nervous. I think when you have national media that's like, oh, look out for this team, it naturally makes you nervous about it.
This is an
And
original, organic opinion from me, Durf. How dare you put that stank on me?
I also think what you're saying is that like in a 1-game playoff or a 2-game whatever.
Yeah, like anything
Like
can happen.
yeah.
Like I'm scared of the Rockets in a 1-game playoff.
Okay,
the Rockets are horrifying.
Yeah, I know, but that's what scares me about them. The last thing I want to do is play a terrible team.
I want the Nuggets.
As Minnesota fans, we are like we've been growing.
Well, especially this year, though.
Yeah, that's true. But you're trained to think worst case scenario, even if logic defies that. Like we shouldn't lose the Lakers,
the rapper?
but we should be, huh?
Logic?
Logic defies that.
This is not a good bit. Move
no,
on.
it's not. Hey, I like your creativity. It just wasn't.
Okay, to wrap things up on the Western Conference check-in, it sounds like we're all kind of in agreement. They seem to be right in that 6-7 range. We think that they're behind the Kings and Suns. I guess you guys think they could pass the Kings. I have a harder time believing that unless the Kings really fall off. Betting man, I would say they finished behind the Clippers. I think they finished ahead of the Mavericks, Pelicans, Warriors, depending on the step thing, and then obviously like the teams that are way below them. So that puts them like firmly in that 6-7 range. But like we said, as high as potentially 3.
Whoa, that's crazy.
If they, I think the ambitious outlook, the dream scenario, I think is they get to 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think 6 or 5 is where we end up. I think right where we are is where we're going to
avoiding the play-in is huge though, because of how level the West is right now.
Right.
Even though I'm saying like the Lakers suck, anything can happen in one game. You know, maybe, God forbid, Anthony Edwards could be hurt for a 1-game playoff. Like there's just like little things that can happen.
Don't say that stuff. You know what you should say? Well, I was going to try and segue into Joe Mama's Salsa, but I forgot that they have their second sponsored segment that they don't know about, the Big Salsa Shill of the Week, presented by Joe Mama Salsa. Every week we're going to pick someone who sucks and they're going to be a shill for Big Salsa. Then we're going to tell you why Joe Mama's is better than Big Salsa. This week, the Big Salsa Shill of the Week, Bally Sports. About to go bankrupt. Beck, you gave me a good download of the situation. Do you mind educating us on the Bally Sports thing and why they are the Big Salsa Shill of the Week?
I mean, it's just a generational bag fumbling. Like they bought all these RSNs. They paid a truckload of money for all these regional sports networks. And then they went out and they didn't realize that they needed all these streaming services. So they tried to strong arm them into paying like an arm and a leg to get live sports on those streaming services. And they were all like, this is too much. And so they aren't on any streaming services. So the only way you could watch them was to get cable. And then Bally's like, we're going to create our own streaming service and charge $20 a month for it. And it was just too late because everyone they had already lost way too much money out of the whole deal. And they paid too much for it in the start. And then they are losing. Like it's just a massive bag fumbling. Everyone, the only reason people have cable, the only reason people want these things is for the live sports, and they effed that up.
I also like it so I can watch Bad Boys 2 on Spike TV every once in a while. What makes them a shill, the Big Salsa Shill of the Week, is because it's it makes teams unaccessible, and then it costs the teams fans, and I think it kind of costs teams like wins and long-term viability, and like we see what fans have done for the Timberwolves.
Huge impact.
You know, like
they talked about this on Dane Moore's pod last year. They had
we gotta
Adam
have him
Morris
on.
from DNVR
Yeah.
on his show last year, and he kind of did a breakdown of the Bally situation in Denver where it was like the worst. They have this awesome team. They have the greatest player in the history of their franchise, and like people can't watch the games because they're just not accessible. That's ridiculous.
It's horrible for the league. It's horrible for the teams. It's horrible for the players. I just I hate Bally.
It's like the number one topic on any team subreddit this year is just
like, where do I watch this
yeah, exactly.
team?
Like I can't access my favorite team.
So I
live in the area.
I just hope like those RSNs go to like an NBC so you can just get it in standard cable or like
or maybe
Hulu
maybe they don't even do RSNs and like the NBA just owns it, like similar to what the NFL does.
I wish that was the case. That'd make it so much easier. So Bally Sports
Shill of the week.
You're the big salsa shill of the week, presented by Joe Mama's Salsa. Okay, Joe Mama's, right?
Because we don't F with big salsa.
We don't. Okay, I was telling you this off the air. Beloved friend of the pod, Joe Perovich, brought over big salsa for our Super Bowl party. And I was drinking a little bit. So I was like, maybe I've been too harsh on it. And I dipped a chip in there and I had a gag reflex.
You threw up?
No, I went because it was so salty. And
that teaches you for trying to eat big salsa.
I know. Dude, like I literally I went it was horrible. And then I went and got my own little Joe Mama's out the fridge because I don't give that to my friends. It's my own personal stash. Just kidding. Joe Mama's Salsa. We know they're big on flavor, but did you also know that they're big on fundraising? Brandon, you know that because I told you about it yesterday. If you coach a youth team, or maybe you're like a band geek like me and you need to raise some money, you can peddle the most delicious salsa in the game. All right, Joe Mama's Salsa. You sell it for $6.50 to like your grandma or whatever, and then you keep $3 for your team or organization. And added bonus, like I said, it's actually delicious. Do you guys do like the chocolate bar fundraiser back in the day for like middle school?
Absolutely.
Those were not.
Yeah, we
did
for
wrapping
our band.
paper.
Yeah. They're not very good, but like Joe Mama's is actually like legit premium stuff, so you can sell things to your friends and your parents' coworkers, like in good faith. It's actually a good product. Joe Mama's comes in 5 delicious flavors: original Mama's Baby, which is the mild, mango pineapple. You know my thoughts. Roasted garlic and smoking hot mama. There's something for every member of the family. Joe Mama's is already hit with youth hockey teams all over the Midwest. They're doing a lot of hockey fundraising. So as a basketball pod, it's be like, hey, we gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. So they're expanding to other sports, and you can learn how to spice up your fundraising. Get it? Spice up your fundraising like salsa.
Nice.
JoeMamas.com.
Yeah.
Joe Mamas is JOMOMMAS.com/fundraising. Durf, we are going so freaking long. Take us through the Timberwolves dating game.
Once again, you guys always think we're going longer than we are. We started late.
Yeah, we didn't start until like 6:20.
Because Durf was really
got into
late.
a car
We didn't start
accident.
till 6:30.
I flipped my car.
We haven't even gone an hour yet.
I flipped my car and crawled here for you guys.
Your jeans are
you can't see
screwed.
me. Yeah.
Well,
if you're watching on YouTube,
maybe you should have crawled faster.
If you're watching on YouTube, my legs are in casts.
Yeah.
All right.
Next time, run instead of crawl.
Every morning I break
Just
my
run
arms.
my hands.
I break my
Everyone's like,
legs.
what is this dude doing?
Glass bones, paper skin.
Every morning.
Oh, chocolate!
Do you remember that chocolate SpongeBob was peddling? Joe Mama's is better. SpongeBob would have had a much better time.
All right. Let's get into it.
Timberwolves dating game.
Would you not agree that SpongeBob would have had an easier time if he was selling Joe Mama's salsa?
Absolutely. Well, except that one guy
dude.
did buy all his chocolate.
Yeah, that's one guy.
Maybe what if that guy doesn't like salsa?
That guy totally
We don't
loves salsa.
know.
That guy's a flavor addict. You see him? Okay.
All right, Derp. Wolves dating
All right.
game.
Wolves dating. This next segment is called the Wolves dating game. Let me take you through the rules. I, as always, will pick there's a random number generator. So you
jumper narrator.
jumper generator.
It sounds like a slur. I don't like it.
And then
The jumper narrator.
Yeah.
cut it.
Just cut it. Transgression.
You guys are effing jumper narrators.
Oh my God.
All right. The next segment I'm going to take you guys through is the Wolves dating game.
Yeah, but what about jumper narrators?
Yeah, that's going to hit. All right, so the name of the game is the Wolves dating game.
God damn it. Just tell us the rules. This is going to be a Wolves Jeopardy all over again.
All right. I will use a random number generator. You both will select a number. Whoever is closest will have first choice.
Is there a special number?
We are
What are the
going
numbers between?
we're going to do 1 through 100.
Okay.
No special number? We always do a special number.
This is a blind dating game. So I will be giving you the profile of 3 different individuals. There are 5 positions. It is randomized. So you're not starting from 1 through 5. Okay. It'll be random. Whoever has the first pick, I will read the profiles and you get your first choice from those 3 profiles.
Okay.
That player is off the board. And
so it's like first round we do point guard.
Well, no, I mean, it's going to be out of order.
So how do we?
You're not going to know the position. You're just going to know the 3.
You're just going to make sure that you know. Okay.
I'm selecting them as like by position.
Okay.
It's just that
I was just confused because I was like, what happens if I just pick multiple point guards?
No.
Okay.
What if I have 2 centers on my roster?
I will be doing them by position.
Well, yeah, you can't do that.
No, it's illegal.
Yeah,
you definitely shouldn't trade a bunch of picks for them.
And this profile is, generally speaking, has nothing to do with basketball. This is more of a description of themselves as a person.
If I end up with D'Angelo Russell, I'm leaving.
They're all D'Lo.
Is it? Wait, no. Is it all?
It's all D'Lo.
Your starting lineup is 1 through 5 D'Lo.
So it's all time Wolves, you said, or
yeah.
Oh.
Former and current Wolves.
Okay.
And you should be selecting your criteria should be most likely to date. If I'm looking at romantic,
okay.
yeah, exactly.
It's for kissing and talking.
And you get to go on a date with all 5 of your
like
starting
bachelor
lineup.
style.
Yes.
Bachelor style
At the same time.
At the end, I will.
At the end of the date, what happens?
That's up to you.
You pick a winner.
I can't. I can't.
You go to the fantasy suite.
What you do in there is up to your own business.
All right, Jolly, you pick the number.
At the end, I will reveal the teams, and then we will put this to the Twitter
This
vote.
is an exciting game. Ooh. I didn't quite understand the text when you sent.
Yeah, it was hard to like.
Jared was just like, we're doing a dating game. And I was like, okay.
I don't have to think of it this week. All right, cool. All right.
My number that I'm picking is 27 because I love Rudy Gobert.
I'm picking 28.
Oh, strategy boy.
All right. Generate. The number is 74.
I should have
taken 50.
All right.
That's why I had you pick first.
That's genius. I'm just a dumb idiot. Everyone knows it. Everyone says it.
All right, Beck.
Brandon.
For the first position, this candidate has a soft spot for furry friends. His love for animals goes almost as deep as his love for you. He's described by those closest to him as easygoing, level-headed, cool as a cucumber. And speaking of cucumbers, better not get into that. Candidate number 2, helping to produce. That's the word. Helping to produce a track. Yeah, I said product, and that did not work. Helping to produce a track on a polarizing rap album. This candidate is sure to make your heart go boom, boom, pow. This candidate overcame a drug addiction early in his career, turning his life around and leading to him developing a foundation to help support fun extracurricular activities for at-risk youth. Candidate number 3, known participant of Basketball Without Borders and Habitat for Humanity. This candidate's heart for others knows no borders or boundaries or out of bounds. This contestant is also a very vocal leader in his community, lobbying for a state law requiring seatbelts for school buses. Talk about love in action.
Candidate number 3 sounds like a great guy to me. Easy choice.
All right.
Charitable.
Yeah. I like candidate number 1 because of the animals.
All right.
They're an animal lover. What else do they do? What else do
candidate number 1 has a love for furry friends.
Yeah,
as you mentioned.
That's great. That's
he also has a deep love for you. He's described by closest.
I'm surprised you didn't go with the rap guy though.
Yeah, I like all genres except for country.
All right. Well, the choices are in.
Yeah, the choices are in. They're locked in.
Moving on to our next position.
Was candidate number 2? He overcame a drug addiction, so it's not Ant. Boom Boom Pow had me thinking Nicki Minaj.
But
that's Black Eyed Peas.
I'll tell you. I'll reveal everything at the end. All right. For player number 2.
This is Jally's pick now?
This is Jally's pick. Sorry. Yep. And then you go. So we'll do alternating snake draft. Studying communication in college, your relationship is sure to never suffer from lack thereof. This contestant received the NBA Cares Award. He's sure to make sure your needs are met. His philanthropy includes providing aid and medical equipment to a foundation in his home country.
I know who this one is.
Yeah.
I actually think I know who this is.
Number 2, in his free time, this contestant spends his time with it on his owned apple farm. You're sure to quickly take that title of apple of his eye.
I'm allergic. I don't want.
Dang it. He's a known philanthropist, paying for children fighting various diseases to travel and receive treatment in another country. He also enjoys kickboxing professionally in his free time.
The allergies plus the potential. Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
All right. Candidate number 3. This contestant has a desire to return to school and finish his degree post-NBA. He says kinesiology. He says he wants to be a kinesiologist, but if chosen, you might call him a cardiologist, as he may become your doctor of love. This candidate runs a foundation that provides scholarships to underserved communities, funding food centers, Salvation Army, and donated funding to help end SARS.
You know, I think I got to go with number 3 because Allie was a kinesiology major. So I think that's just like, it's telling me to fall in love with that dude.
All right, deal.
I think number 1's a hot, sexy guy probably. But
I'm going with apple picking kickboxer.
Okay.
Because you love to eat apples with your Jimmy's caramel dip.
I love me some apples.
You love his
and I
fitness.
also think apple picking kickboxer is James Johnson.
All right. Player number 3.
Sick husband.
Player number 3. Back to back. This candidate received a degree in communications. Also, he's a studied communicator and will make sure not to hold back his feelings for you. He owns and operates his own refreshment company. He spends his free time watching soccer, specifically Paris Saint-Germain, and being featured in country music videos.
Well, no. Hard no.
We know who this guy is.
Country music soccer fan.
It's not who you think it is. I don't know.
But it's not who you think
it is. All right, player number 2. Named to the UK power list of most influential people of his nationality. Get ready to swoon over this man's love for others. Not only is he involved in giving support for young children in school, he regularly travels to Europe, Africa, and Asia to support Basketball Without Borders. He's a World Food Program spokesperson, and when he's not giving his time and energy, he's adding to his $125 million portfolio of condos and apartments. He's also depicted on the Brixton pound currency. Money will not be a problem with this dime piece.
You can pound my currency.
Player number 3. As if an NBA basketball player wasn't enough, this candidate had to go ahead and become an all-around lovable family man. On top of raising the kids, this NBA player spent his early years as a U.S. Army 82nd Airborne paratrooper. He'll be having you ready to settle down and salute.
Jesus, that was charged.
I'm taking number 3. I'm taking the family man.
All right.
Also, number 2 sounds great, but I'm not a big traveler.
Okay.
And that's a lot of traveling, I think.
That's fair.
Number 1's Jimmy Butler, so I'll take number 1. Just from
number 1's Jimmy Butler. Yeah. But he's like, you just said country music, you hate it, and that's the genre of music.
You're gonna have to be going to country music.
I hate corporate country. I just found this.
It's gonna be at Wee Fest every summer with
found
Jimmy.
out when you heard Jimmy Butler likes country.
Wait, no. The team criteria is based off loving or of encore performance.
It's specifically who
you're
you
like
would
hanging
fall in
out.
love
You're
with.
like going on a date with
This is a
guy.
dating game, so we're going dating
profile. Can you read number 2 again? Too late?
Number 2.
He's traveling to Europe and Asia. Does Basketball Without
Yeah,
Borders.
this is a
He's
long
on the
one.
British pound.
Oh yeah, I want that one.
You want that one?
He has a condo portfolio.
Yeah.
I want number 2. I'm a gold digger right here.
Yeah, number 2 sounded good to me, except for all the traveling.
All right. We have 2 more positions to fill. All right.
Hell
so,
yeah, we do.
This is.
Boy.
Did you go first last time?
Yeah,
it's my turn.
It's
All right.
Charlie's pick.
So,
Give me another.
candidate number 1.
Yes.
Get ready to set sail and enjoy a glass of Merlot with this world traveler. This contestant is ready to whisk you away and see countries across the globe. His passion for others is not in question. Get ready for a passion-filled relationship.
I feel like this is a lot about your love language because everything's about like how nice they are to other people, but I'm like, how nice are you to me?
I think I know who that one is too.
I have to read the rest.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were done. My bad.
Contestant number 2. Success knows no bounds with this candidate. When not playing basketball, he's the CEO of a company, a real estate developer, and runs a barbershop. He's sure to develop your portfolio. Candidate number 3. Known for his love of the game and his desire to shape the youth, this candidate went on to become a coach and mentor for many. Minds and careers of youth isn't the only thing on his mind to shape. I'm not sure what that means.
I think I like number 2.
All right.
Good. I like number 1. We can get wine drunk together, and it's gonna be very passionate. And I think it's Kevin Garnett.
All right. Final position to fill.
Oh,
This is Beck.
I've got a position for him to fill.
They say there's plenty of fish in the sea, which may be true, but can this avid fisherman catch your eye? This contestant is an avid fisherman.
I'm not going fishing.
Hold on. He'd love to take you out on his boat and see which way the waves go. As they say, when the boats are rocking, don't come a knocking. The contestant number 2. This family man is sure to make you want to settle down. His love for his 2 sons comes first and foremost. Basketball second. This contestant shows his love for others by running a foundation to help families with at-risk youth and younger families not prepared for the financial struggles that life may throw at them.
I'm probably going to take that guy, but give me number 3.
Candidate number 3. As an author and former movie star, this candidate is sure to make stars in your eye, put stars in your eyes. This candidate is a limited shareholder in a Rome football club, so get ready to pack your bags and read up on soccer.
Give me number 2. Easy.
I want number 3.
Don't like soccer, and I like me a good family man.
I like
Right.
I like soccer, and I want to own
I'm
a team.
a family guy.
All right.
This is exciting. Who's
This
our
is
teams?
the big reveal. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is going to be out of order because it went shooting guard, small forward, point guard, power forward.
Well, can you not
Center.
just read them in a different order?
Well, it's just I don't
Okay,
want
yeah,
to
just go.
All right,
just
all
go
right.
by the
So
rounds.
so Beck's team, starting at shooting guard, we have Kevin Martin.
Ooh,
Oh,
I like
Dunk
that one.
Man.
Starting at center, we have Darko Milicic.
Yes.
Starting at small forward, we have Richard Coffey.
Oh, nice.
Point guard, we have
You can hang out with Amir.
point guard, we have Patrick Beverly.
Is he the one I'm getting wine drunk with?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're having a passionate.
Yeah. I understand why you would think KG. And then your final is your power forward, and that is Thaddeus Young.
Not a
My
bad
team sounds
team.
great.
Yes.
Yeah, your team. Brandon's
I'm
elated.
so excited.
There's genuine for the listeners.
Yeah.
There's genuine joy.
This went
beaming.
so well.
All right.
Dude, good dates.
I
Yeah,
know.
very solid dates. All
Who
right.
do we got? Who do we got?
Jordan,
Okay.
your starting shooting guard is Alexei Shved.
Oh God.
I think I'm winning.
You were very close to taking Isaiah Ryder, and you went, and you went with Alexei Shved.
Oh, man,
all right.
that
I'll do the remaining after this. Okay, so Jordan, your center is Karl Anthony Towns.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great.
That's good.
Great.
Your small forward is Luol Deng.
Oh,
Okay,
another good
yeah.
one.
Yep. Your point guard is Terrell Brandon.
Let's go.
Okay, so your team's
Suck
good
it,
too.
That's
Brandon.
pretty solid. And then your power forward is Kevin Garnett.
Let's go.
All right.
Can I trade Patrick Beverly for Kevin Garnett? Because I thought
All right. So, like when I was setting up this game, I had a bad option for like basketball,
Yeah.
a bad player, like a good, like a solid player, and then a good player.
Dude, it sounds like you put in like 90 hours of work.
So
into this.
this took a lot of writing today. All right. So the remaining that you guys didn't choose for shooting guard, there was Isaiah Ryder. For center, there was Gorgie Jang.
I knew that's the one who I knew
that was the
one
NBA
was.
Cares one.
Yeah.
For small forward, there was Jimmy Butler. And then for point guard, there was Will Conroy.
Well, Will Conroy would not like to hang out with me.
Yeah. And then power forward, there was Anthony Randolph.
Well, I think we both had very
I
good
think we
teams.
did. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I like my team.
That was an electrifying bit.
There was a couple that so I looked up a lot of Wikipedia pages. It's really hard to glean information from that. There was a handful where it was just like the fisherman one, it literally just said likes fishing. And that was the only, I don't even remember who that was. I think that was Anthony Randolph. I could not find a single fun fact about Anthony Randolph, so I just had to really embellish the
He likes fishing.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll throw that bit on Twitter, have people vote to see who won.
Who had the
Who's-
best?
Who's the hotter team?
Yeah, so is it based on basketballs? So
based
for
on who
us,
you wanna
for
go on a
us, it's
date
on
with.
dating, but for the it's also for
I think it's up
The
to the
listeners.
discretion
Yeah,
of the listeners.
I think we're just gonna put
maybe
them
on
up
our
there.
date we're
Well,
playing,
or-
we're playing basketball.
we are destroying you because we have Kat and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, but I have Patrick Beverly and Darko.
That's true.
That
And
is
then
true.
after our date, we can enjoy some freaking Jimmy's dip. The caramel dip, I think, is out of season, which really bums me out. I think I got the last jar from my local Cub, but they have other stuff like Jimmy's French blue cheese dressing, which combines locally sourced blue cheese crumbles into Jimmy's delicious French dressing. So they're getting experimental with it. They also got Thousand Island dressing, pineapple coleslaw, my wife's favorite, the smoky dip. She buys Panera and then just dips it in the smoky dip.
Ooh,
so it's like
yum.
a combo thing. Because Panera is like hospital food, but Jimmy's is like freaking fire. So that's what she does to get the flavor. And she has so much more, regardless of what Jimmy's dip of choice, regardless of whatever your Jimmy's dip of choice is, it's going to have those high quality, real ingredients for a great flavor experience. Jimmy's is a 3rd generation, family run Minnesota company. What's up, Stewartville, Minnesota? You can find their products at your local Cub or Hy-Vee. It's time for Random Wolf of the Week.
Wow.
Okay, let's see. It's Brandon's time to pick a random wolf.
Yes, so we all know the rules.
I don't know the rules.
Five hints. The hints get progressively easier. Anyone who has played for the Wolves in their long history, at least one game, at this point, it is 286 players as options.
7
So,
because of Nikhil.
he
No, he
hasn't
hasn't
played
played
yet.
yet. You're right.
He might play tonight. So as of now talking, it might be 287. Who knows? So, and you get your no hints free guess to start.
You do it, Durf.
Dean Garrett.
It is not Dean
Dang
Garrett.
it. Chelanga guessed that last week.
The new bid is just going to be guessing
I
Dean
know.
Garrett.
I know.
Dean. All right, I'm ready. I get nervous when Brandon does it.
I know. He's going to make us feel so dumb.
Because I got these good ass hints.
He's got that whole list of 285.
Yeah,
now,
he's really
286.
All right.
studying it.
Hint number one.
Number
one. He made 9 3-pointers in his 13-year career.
Okay, so it's a big man.
That's a big man.
That's a big man. Zydrunas Algalskis. Just kidding. He didn't play for us.
Are you going to guess Zydrunas Algalskis?
I don't remember. Was Al Jefferson a good shooter? Did he shoot?
Let's guess Al Jefferson.
Al Jefferson is incorrect.
He was too much inflection. I wasn't even going to believe you.
Yeah.
All right.
A split second there where I was like, wait a minute. This is fight or flight.
Yeah.
Hint number 2.
Number 2.
He played for 11 teams in his 13-year career.
Wow.
Okay.
I am not going to list the teams.
Please.
I don't have him here.
Oh my God. Okay, what's his name? I'll find him.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's a.
Oh yeah. Costa Kufos. He was a guy that bounced around a lot. And it was a big man. He didn't shoot very much.
Did he play for us?
Yeah. I remember when he bricked a dunk once, and I watched and I laughed.
Yeah, maybe, but also, I'm really drawing a blank. Did Luke Richard Mbamute? Could he shoot?
He didn't play. He hasn't played 13 years.
I'm just gonna let you in on this. Luke Richard Mbamute couldn't shoot for the Wolves, but he made a lot of threes for the Rockets.
All right, I'm not gonna guess that one then.
Yeah, let's do Costa Kufos.
Coach Kufos is incorrect.
Oh, I really had a lot of faith in that one.
Hint number 3.
Number 3.
He coached his alma mater to an NCAA championship in 2014.
Oh, this is cool.
Who won in 2014?
The only college coach I know is Don Staley from the South Carolina women's basketball team.
I'm trying to think of teams that have won. Not Gonzaga. They've had the same coach for like 20 years, and he did not play for the Wolves.
No, yeah, he played for the Bobcats. Adam Morrison.
Yeah.
You're the NCAA
Let's
guy.
say this is not going to help.
I believe in you so much, and your mustache.
Who can you think of any former Wolves that coached?
I don't know anything about
Also,
college
especially if he
basketball.
only played for like a year. He's got okay. Well, let's just,
Wait a minute. No, Fred Hoiberg hit so many threes.
And he coached for like Nebraska.
Yeah. Well, didn't he do Iowa State?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he.
But
was
they
Iowa
they
State.
didn't win a
Yeah.
championship.
It's still red.
So just
championship.
before
He
we
also coached Nebraska.
we don't want to belabor this, but just real quick, it's 2014, and he had to have been old. Like he's out of the league.
So
So-
we're talking about a mid 2000s era type dude.
Yes, this is going to be your more.
That's a great time for random Wolves.
Yeah. This is your.
I'm just gonna say Michael Olowokandi just to keep the game going.
Michael Olowokandi is incorrect. Clue number 4.
I think we're losing this one, dude.
Yeah.
He
I'm
played
nervous.
50 games for the Wolves and started 21 of them in the 08-09
Oh,
season.
okay. Let's see. That's 08-09.
This is a desert for me.
Yeah. Hang on. 08-09.
I think I might have you guys on this one because I don't know if clue number 5 will get it for you, but it might.
It's not For some reason, Ryan Hollins is popping in my brain, but he does sports analysis. He doesn't do coaching, I don't think. And I don't think, was he a center? He didn't start? I don't fucking remember. Ryan Hollins.
Ryan Hollins is incorrect. Clue number 5.
This is going to bother me because you're going to say the name and I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, obviously. I'm pissed.
He shares a first name with 3 former Timberwolves and 2 current Wolves assistants.
Micah Parsons.
2 current
It's
Wolves.
not Micah Parsons.
Wait, what's that?
Micah Nori. So I was thinking.
Who's the current guy that's doing who's the current guy that's doing Elston? I don't know anyone named Elston, and there's no one on the Wolves.
Who's the guy who was just doing it that I was texting you guys about?
It was
the
Elston.
tall guy.
Oh, the
He
new
just started doing
guy?
it.
Yeah. Oh, that guy doesn't strike me the way Pablo or Micah or Elston does. He has no vibe.
Pablo.
No, Pablo. Well, there's no current person named Pablo. So wait, no. Can you say the clue again?
Shares a first name with 3 other former Wolves and 2 current Wolves assistants.
This is a terrible 5th clue.
No, it's a really good one.
It's a good one when you know what his first name is.
Oh my god. I'm gonna guess. I don't know, dude. Pass. I'm passing the final one.
Just guess someone.
Irvin Johnson.
Irvin Johnson is incorrect. I'll give you a bonus 6th clue.
Okay.
Yes.
The first name is the most notable first name in Wolves history. Kevin Hansen and Kevin Burleson are assistant coaches.
Wait, I thought Kevin Burleson wasn't a current. He got.
So there are 4 Kevins in Wolves history. 3 of them are very obvious.
Yes. And there's a coach that used to be Kevin.
Oh, he's still Kevin.
No, yeah.
But Kevin Burleson isn't on the staff anymore.
He was when I Googled the Wolves staff.
He got.
Who was 2009?
I swear he took another job. Anyway, this doesn't matter. So Kevin Conroy?
No, I don't know. Kevin James.
Kevin James is
I
incorrect.
don't know.
The correct answer is Kevin Ali.
Damn it!
Man.
The 3-pointers hint was designed to throw you off because Kevin Ali is not a big man. He is a point guard. But he was not a shooter.
Dang it, because I went full big man.
Yeah, and the other
got me
Kevins,
so good.
other Kevins are obviously Kevin Garnett, Kevin Love, and Kevin Martin.
Oh, dude, that was a great first clue to throw this in.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is, so I was not going to guess.
Oh,
that.
he was the Sixers, right?
Yeah, he played 4 years with the Sixers. Other than that, he never played for a team for more than 1 year, and he just bounced around the league. He was like a journeyman point guard. Like I said, he made 9 threes. He never shot.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
He was like really old when the Wolves got him.
I'm glad I didn't guess Kevin Conroy because he was the original voice of Batman, the animated series, who just passed away.
You had Will Conroy
on the brain. Yeah.
Oh, man. Brandon, good. Random. I think that's the first stumpage.
No, you stumped me with Felipe Lopez
right.
on the Crunch Wears No Pants Beat Down Beat Off.
I forgot about the Crunch Wears No Pants Beat Down Beat
Which
Off.
I was there for.
Yeah,
Durf was totally there in studio.
You were very much there. Well, gang, thank you for listening to another rousing edition of Crunch Wears No Pants. Make sure you please freaking follow us on social media at No Pants Crunch. Also, please tell your friends about us. Put the link tree or like whatever. Just share the episode with your group chat of choice. We would really appreciate it. Yes, Brandon?
Leave us a nice review. We got a nice review suggesting that Chelanga host the pod from now on.
It's like, no offense to the guys, but Chelanga is just so good. I don't disagree. I do not disagree with it.
I think that was probably from Chelanga, but who knows?
There's no way to know.
The name was D-Lo Apologist, and he is a D-Lo Apologist. We bond
The
over
name
that.
was Chelanga.
So let's have Chelanga on every try of the year.
Every trimester.
Every trimester. We have the tri-yearly Chelanga beat down, beat off. We love you so much. If you drive like an idiot on the icy roads, that's dumb. Be safer.
We'll be mad at you.
We'll be so mad at
We
you.
love you so much.
Unless you're listening. If you crash while listening to us, we'll send you some Joe Mama salsa. Love you. Bye.